Can the power of imagination truly transform one's destiny? This story reveals the remarkable journey of a soldier in 1943 who transcended the limits of what seemed possible, armed only with the strength of his mental faculties. Explore his path from the confines of military life to the freedom he yearned for, defying both the strictures of military protocol and the norms of rational thought. This tale stretches the imagination to explore the depths of determination and the force of will. As the year 1943 dawned, a resolute young serviceman found himself ensnared within the vast boundaries of an army base in Louisiana. He nurtured a fervent desire to depart from the military with his honor intact. The conventional route to achieve this was through a formal discharge request, which required the sanction of his direct superior. The rigid military hierarchy meant that the decision of a commanding officer was final and beyond contestation. Following the prescribed procedure, the serviceman filed his petition for discharge. Astonishingly, just 4 hours later, his request was summarily rejected. Confronted with the stark realization that no authority, military or civilian, could overturn this decision, he looked inward to his own psyche, relying on the power of belief. The serviceman adopted the conviction that one's state of consciousness can mold one's reality, and that his present consciousness would shape his future. That night, as he lay transitioning from consciousness to sleep, he consciously practiced belief. He imagined himself in his apartment in New York, moving through each room in his mind, with every detail vividly alive. Leaning against his bed's headboard, he allowed himself to relax deeply, entering a state close to sleep while keeping his mind alert. In this state of relaxation, he visualized himself in his own bed, a feeling markedly distinct from lying on a military cot. He clearly pictured himself rising, touching the furniture as he moved around his apartment, and looking out his window at the street below, every aspect of the scene perfectly clear in his imagination. As he returned to his bed, he fell asleep, fully convinced of the necessity to align his consciousness with the desired reality at the edge of sleep. His nightly practice was founded on the firm belief that he was no longer a soldier. Night after night, he relived this scenario, immersing himself in the sensation of an honorable discharge and the comfort of his home. This ritual persisted for 8 nights, during which his subjective experience diverged markedly from his actual circumstances. On the 9th day, a surprising order from the military headquarters commanded him to file a new discharge application. Shortly thereafter, he was summoned for an interview with the colonel, where, despite the colonel's initial skepticism, his discharge was sanctioned. Within a matter of hours, his request was approved, and he was on a train home, a civilian once again. This narrative is paralleled by another, illustrating the transformative capacity of imagination and belief. It concerns a notably successful businessman, a story with which I am closely acquainted, as told by his progeny. The tale begins when the businessman was a youthful 20-year-old, the second among 10 siblings. His father, once a partner in a small enterprise, was betrayed by his associates, leading to his unjust expulsion and false allegations that obliterated his reputation and financial standing. This calamity compelled the young man to leave university and return home, resolved to rectify the situation and achieve significant entrepreneurial success. Alongside his father, they invested their last resources into a new venture, establishing a business near the location of the father's previous company. Driven by an unshakable faith in a favorable outcome, the son employed his imagination to foresee a future in which they not only reclaimed their success but also the building that had once been a symbol of their family's legacy. Each day, as he walked past the building of his father's former business, he visualized the family name prominently displayed on the facade, supplanting the current signage. This vision, cultivated with dedication twice a day for several years, was anchored in the belief that it would eventually materialize. The continuous visualization of their name on the building, signifying ownership and victory, stood as a powerful testament to the son's faith in the capacity of imagination to forge one's fate. During this transformative journey, he shared his imaginative practices with only one person, his mother. Her love, tinged with concern, prompted her to urge caution to protect him from potential disappointment. Nevertheless, he continued to cultivate his vision relentlessly. After 2 years, the company occupying the desired building went bankrupt, and the building was put up for sale. On the day of the auction, his belief in taking ownership was as strong as when he first discovered the principle of assumption. Despite his hard work and the loyalty of his customers, his savings were insufficient for the purchase. Moreover, his financial situation did not qualify him for a loan, and the competition included several wealthy businessmen. Remarkably, on the auction day, a nearly unknown individual entered his shop, proposing to buy the building on their behalf. Initially skeptical, he soon recognized the genuineness of the offer. This individual, impressed by the young entrepreneur's business savvy and ethical conduct, decided to back him. This event led to the acquisition of the building by the young man and his family, making his vision a reality. The benefactor's judgment was exceptionally accurate. Presently, the family not only owns that establishment but has also become one of the largest factory proprietors in the nation. The young man's method of visualizing the family name on the building, even before it became a reality, stands as a testament to the power of embodying the feeling of ownership in one's imagination. The accounts of Neville Goddard, chronicling the experiences of both the young soldier and the successful businessman, reveal an essential truth: our perceived reality is a reflection of our state of consciousness. This principle, though simple in statement, holds the potential to significantly shift the course of our lives. But what are the mechanisms that facilitate this transition from imagination to actuality? More importantly, how can we intentionally use this knowledge to overcome obstacles and realize our biggest dreams? To delve into these questions, it's crucial to recognize that the law of assumption is more than just hopeful thinking. It signifies an active participation in creation with the cosmos, rooted in belief and certainty. Here, belief is not just blind faith but a deep confidence in the ability of our consciousness to shape our reality. Certainty, on the other hand, is the unshakable confidence that our desires are already accomplished facts within our consciousness. The young soldier did more than just wish for his discharge; he fully immersed himself in the sensory and emotional experience of being back in New York. In the same vein, the businessman didn't merely daydream about regaining the family property; he saw himself and his family as the rightful owners, bringing this vision into his tangible world. In both cases, belief and certainty acted as conduits, bringing their desires into existence, showing that external conditions, no matter how daunting, are ultimately subject to our inner state. Achieving this alignment is neither immediate nor straightforward. It requires a deliberate and persistent effort, a mental discipline to keep our focus on the desired outcome despite external distractions and challenges. Persistence is a critical component of the law of assumption, as demonstrated by both the soldier and the businessman, who maintained their focus on their desired outcomes until they became reality. Thus, the law of assumption challenges us to reconsider the nature of reality and our role as creators within it. It reveals that we are not mere spectators but active participants, directing our lives towards our chosen goals. However, this creative power also entails the responsibility of consciously choosing our states of consciousness, recognizing that our thoughts, visions, and feelings have the power to manifest as our lived experience. The stories shared by Neville Goddard are not only motivational but also serve as reminders of our ability to overcome limitations and achieve our objectives through the power of imagination and assumption. They encourage us to explore our consciousness, discover our innate creative power, and apply it with intention and love to create a meaningful life. By adopting these teachings and incorporating them into our daily lives, we can experience profound changes in our external situations and internal perspectives. The law of assumption becomes a powerful tool for personal transformation, enabling us to restore lost confidence, tackle obstacles, and realize our deepest ambitions. Ultimately, it teaches us that by altering our inner world, we can transform our outer reality, opening up infinite possibilities and manifesting the existence we truly aspire to lead.